Just like the athletic send-offs, the RACC-TV team was given a traditional send-off recently in front of the school as they marched off to San Antonio to compete in the state competition. Once they arrived, they spent the first full day preparing.
We went down to San Antonio on Wednesday, and basically the entire time that we were there, we were working in order to be focused so that when we went in on Friday to do the essay, the speech, and the interview, that the students were ready and prepared and focused and able to do their best there.
State competition is one of the most exhilarating things that we were able to be a part of this year. We traveled down to San Antonio, stayed there for 4 days. It was such a fun time. We've never been able to be so close as a team before.
Competing academically with hundreds of other students from around the state gave the FHS team an opportunity to see what months of studying and hard work can accomplish.
Well, the first thing you see when you walk into the room is just a bunch of tables with hundreds of kids just sitting there, so it's kind of intimidating at first. And then you take the test, and over time you think about your answers, and just everything comes easily after that.
This medal, it means a lot to me because this was one of my first ones ever. We went to state this year, and it's just that it just shows how much work and effort we put into going there.
The trip turned out to be a success.
When it was all said and done, we ended up moving up 4 spaces from where we went in.
Not only did the team advance, but they also enjoyed themselves.
Teamwork doesn't need to be all boring and stuff. We get to go some places. We actually went to Texas Land Cattle, and after we took all the tests, that was a good time.
We actually got to meet the head of the group called Demi Dan, and he gave each one of us these little finger alpacas, which it's really a fun experience overall.
RACC-TV is not just a group of overachieving students buried in books 24 hours a day. They're smart because they know how to mix business with pleasure. For RACC-TV, I'm Taylor Mangan.
Have you ever wondered how the human mind works and why people act the way they do? Psychology and sociology are 2 courses at Frisco High School that study human behavior.
Psychology focuses more on the behavior and study of humans as individuals, and a lot of the research goes with animals as well, especially years ago, but it's more on the individual aspect. In sociology, it's more of a group think type thing, where you analyze how groups behave differently in small groups and large groups versus how people individually might respond in that situation.
Popular culture plays a big role in some of the topics that are discussed in both subjects.
ABC does these What Would You Do episodes, and we don't watch all of them, but we watch quite a few of them, and then we'll talk about and say, if you were put in the situation, what would you do in reaction to that?
So we wondered, what would you do if you witnessed a group of mean girls harassing a fellow classmate online? Could you attach a face to this virtual victim?
Janice, when's the last time you weighed yourself? When's the last time you weighed yourself?
I love it! I think it's just something that no other subject that the school can offer to you. It teaches you things about society and culture and people in general that you can't learn in a history class or a math class.
Psychology even looks at where the mind goes when we sleep.
I learned a lot about the sleep cycle and how it works in the different stages we go through, and I used to just think you sleep when you sleep and that's it. But it's really neat to learn more in depth about what happens when you sleep and stuff like that.
Well, right now we're studying the sleep patterns and the uses of drugs and everything, and we're learning what they can do to you, and we learned about just dreams and REM and all that fun stuff, so it's just really cool. It's a cool area that we're studying right now.
Part of the popularity of the classes is due to the spirited class discussions.
The student interaction is really, really good. It's usually a really good mix of students in the classes, so I would say, be ready to talk. That makes it more interesting. If you got 25 people with differing opinions on subjects, it makes it more interesting. We're not going to sit there and argue, but to hear the different viewpoints is a lot more interesting than hearing what I have to say on something, then we move on to the next topic.
It's just a class that I've been always interested in, and he makes it pretty interesting, and he relates well with the students, so it's a pretty good class overall.
If you are a social person who's ready to talk and interested in learning why people do the things they do, you might consider taking psychology or sociology. Mr. Gray makes his classes both fun and memorable. For RACC-TV, I'm Sean Nassy.
The week that we have all been anticipating is finally here. With today being the last day before spring break, we have asked our fellow raccoons what they have planned.
Are you excited for spring break?
Yeah, who isn't?
Oh, yes. Yeah, definitely.
Of course. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm really excited.
I'm very excited for spring break this year.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, I'm excited for spring break because I'm a senior and it's going to be my last spring break ever.
When was your most exciting spring break and what did you do?
Last year, I went to Cabo, partied every day. It was pretty awesome. Last year, I went to San Antonio and I went camping with my family.
My most exciting break, man, what did I do? I partied hard for like 4 days straight, no sleep.
Yeah, last year. What did he say?
A few years ago, I went to New York. It was really fun.
Most exciting spring break was my 8th grade year when I went to Cancun, my older brother and my family, and it was pretty fun because we got to stay for 2 weeks.
Spring breaks, I just spend time busting the local Frisco drug cartels.
Last spring break, and I went out to Colorado and I went snowboarding.
Yes. Probably not.
Yeah, I might take a little trip with the fellas, you know, group things, see a couple girls, read books on the beach.
Yeah, bro, Florida.
Do you plan on going out of town this year?
Yes.
No, I actually plan on doing a lot of algebra too, because I love algebra, so.
Yes.
I'll be in town working.
Yes.
I'm going to Florida.
I'm just going to go somewhere and have fun. I'm probably going to hang out with this guy.
Like I said, read books on the beach.
Like I said, going to Florida. Yeah, bro.
I'm going to do all my homework all day, every day.
I plan to go to Lake Tahoe, California, and go skiing with a couple of my friends here from school.
Work here at the school, doing some extra jobs as well as some of the school sports jobs.
I plan on going out to California, to Manhattan Beach, and I'll see Venice Beach, and just going to spend a lot of time on the beach.
Whatever your plans may be, we hope that you make this week one to remember. Classes will resume on Monday, March 19th. Keep cool and stay safe. For RACC-TV, I'm Stephen Koch.
Whether you're a boy or girl, you always have those things that the opposite gender does that irritates you. We went around the school and asked different people what irritates them.
Whenever a guy texts you 10 times in a row if you don't respond.
When they wear too much makeup.
When they take like 2 hours to get ready in the morning.
Whenever they throw eggs at me on New Year's Eve.
When they talk like this, like, oh my god.
Yeah, the little cute boys thing doesn't work. When they try to act dumb to look cute and they actually look stupid.
When you're on a date and they're into their phones, that I will not take you out again.
Make up excuses after they get caught in a lie.
When they're clingy, really clingy. It's annoying.
When they have to go to the bathroom in like groups of like 5, just like, come on girls, let's go.
You know. When they hate on me for wearing sweats.
Constantly think they're cheating on them.
When they don't work out enough.
When they forget to cut the crust off my sandwich.
The peanut butter and jelly ratio is completely off.
When your friend has to delete the conversation because your other friend is currently talking to her, and when she likes all of your friend's statuses and pictures on Facebook.
Girls that constantly hit me and abuse me.
If they have red hair.
If they have no soles.
And if their skin is the color of my hair.
When they don't call or text me back.
When guys start more drama than girls do and they try to make a big deal out of your relationship, that's a girl's job to do it, not a guy's, but good job.
Even though we have things that irritate us about the opposite genders, it just makes our relationships with them that much more interesting. For RACC-TV, I'm Chris Robertson.
Good morning, fellow raccoons. Welcome to this weekend weather watch. Spring break is going to start off with rain of biblical proportions. It might be a good idea to start collecting 2 of everything. Today will be rainy with a high of 50 and a low of 42. Showers will continue into Saturday with a high of 52 and a low of 47. Sunday is expected to be partly cloudy with scattered showers with a high of 70 and a low of 55. The remainder of spring break will be mild the high 70s and in the low 50s. Remember, daylight savings begins late Saturday night, and we set the clocks forward an hour. We won't get that hour back until October, so use it wisely. Until March 19th, this is Forrest Jackson.